Hi everybody, welcome back to Andy's Beer Reviews. In this video, and very shortly, I'll be announcing what my beer of 2021 is. But just a quick recap. I've been at this game recording video, I've been drinking for years. I've been recording videos for about 6 months now, so towards the back end of 2021 I started. So I think unlike a lot of beer reviewers who will look at what came out in 2021 and which beers they've liked, my first beer of the year, little announcement, is of all the beers I've tried. So because I'm relatively new to the game on YouTube, I've had to go back into and do lots of older beers and lots of modern beers as well. So my beer of the year is ones that I have drunk and reviewed in 2021, which seems fair from my perspective. I've got two to mention. First one is an honorary mention, and my honorary mention beer goes to this, which I think will surprise a lot of people. This is the Oakham Citra. It comes in at 4.6%. It's a session IPA. And I mentioned that because I was drinking craft beers, and there weren't just beers that were called craft beers, and they just weren't hitting the mark. There's nothing remarkable, there's nothing special about them. And then I picked this one up. I think it's B&M. You can probably pick this up for about £1.50. And this is the first beer that blew me away. This is the first one that I can honestly say craft beers are different. It's completely made with the Citra hop, which brings out just the wonderful citrus flavours and also a lovely pininess. And I think this was the first time that I just had that eureka moment that actually craft beer is an amazing industry, it's an amazing market. So as that's one of the first ones, and certainly the first one that I went, oh wow, this journey is going to be absolutely amazing, then that for me has to get an honorary mention this year. So there you go, Oakham Citra, congratulations. Right, so down to my beer of the year, which may surprise people, but I think when you ask beer reviewers, they all like this beer, but I don't think many people will have it in their top 3. I may be wrong. It's this one. This is Roaster Coaster by Brewdog America and Evil Twin. So they've collaborated to make this one. So it's Roaster Coaster. It's a Nitro Imperial Vietnamese coffee stout. So it's actually got a little nitro thing at the bottom, like the 90s again, which just puts this beautiful softness through this coffee stout. And for me, I think it's absolutely amazing. I've been a fan since I started this journey of Evil Twin Brewing. I think the first one I had from them, it was a barrel aged. Oh, what's their barrel aged one called? Should have rehearsed this one, shouldn't I? But I do a barrel aged one. And I can't remember. Is it called something like 12 weeks barrel aged stout or something like that? Which was absolutely amazing, and just got me on this little bit of a journey with Evil Twin. They do some absolutely great stuff, and going with Brewdog US has just, for me, elevated them. Now, for me, I think if you look at Brewdog as being the distributor for this and the brewer, Evil Twin don't have a brewery. They're a gypsy brewer, for want of a better word. Nomadic brewer, whatever you want to call them. They don't have their own. I think they just started to get their own brewing facilities, but until then they went to other brewers and brewed their beer with other people's equipment. And so that's what I've done, I think, with Brewdog. The stout itself is an Evil Twin stout, no doubt in my mind. It's got some beautiful chocolate flavours, some beautiful bitter coffee. It's got vanilla in there. It's got a gorgeous nuttiness in there. and some oats, which just work with that nitrogen just to give it an amazing softness. I can't remember what the ABV is on this. I think it was a good one, 9%. Not really matters. The ABV doesn't matter when you got a brew as good as that. So for me, although it didn't come out this year, I think it might even be a 2020 that came out. It's phenomenal, and for people watching this, it's accessible as well, which I think is important with these. I try and pick something that's easily accessible to anybody. So both of them you can get. I think the Roaster Coaster you can pick up still quite easily in some Tesco's. I think you pay about £3 for it, but for me, I know it's a lot of money for some, it's £3 worth spending. It is a beautiful beer, so go find it. That's it. That's my end of my first year of reviewing. Thanks for joining me on this journey. I couldn't do it without people that comment on stuff, that like what I do, that share the stuff I do. I think you're all amazing people, and you spur me on. The beer community, the beer review community, not just in the UK, around the world, is phenomenal, and it's got me talking to some amazing people around the world who do this stuff and have an absolute passion for what they do. I suppose slightly sad for me is I mentioned Brewdog as my #1 beer, but I will give a shout out to all the independent brewers out there and independent retailers. You guys do an amazing job. 2022 is going to be slightly different for me in that, as much as possible, I will be pushing accessible independent brewers and independent retailers, because those guys do an amazing job, and without them, and if we don't support them, they will die. This industry will collapse, and nobody wants that. So, until 2022, and my first beer review of 2022. Cheers, everybody.